I noticed your admiration for Ibrahim Al-Qazi, and I see his name all over here, almost on everything, because I think it's a panel celebrating Al-Qazi. Right. But I also see a familiar face here. Looks familiar?
It looks familiar. That's me in 1973. 73, yeah. That was the last play I acted in just before leaving NSD. And for once I got the leading part. It was fun. These are older ones. I'd heard of Om Shivpuri's performances.
Right.
Even when I was a student in Aligarh. That's him as Kalidas. And Sudha, who's an absolutely great actress, who never quite got the acclaim she deserved. She's having a belated innings of stardom as a granny on television. Sudha Shivpuri, marvelous actress. And I wasn't around when Al-Qazi Sahab did these.
Because you see the famous ones, you know, King Lear, Antigone, Oedipus, but you also see the famous Indian ones, the eternal Indian ones, Ashar Ka Ek Din, Tughlaq.
Later on he did things like Adhe Adhure also. So he directed the plays most of the time, and he used to not only was the creative head, he was the administrative head as well. He used to make sure we got to class on time. He'd actually come to the hostel and haul us out of bed.
And used to be the Hunterwala as well.
Hunterwala as well.
He was quite...
Yeah, he'd actually turn up in the hostel and haul us out of bed if we wanted to.
And he's quite a personality still.
Absolutely. He's a tremendous person and taught us the importance of discipline, taught us the importance of doing it yourself. If we'd left our costumes lying around or made a mess anywhere, Al-Qazi Sahab would not come and kick butt immediately. He'd come and start doing it himself.
Oops.
He'd start cleaning it up himself.
That's cruel, yes.
You'd say, oh God, sir, let me do it. And he'd say, no, get it. Sir, please let me do it.
You know, we talked about showing off, but also talk about sort of having fun. Playing this sort of, this pot-bellied hero, actually in his 60s, but acting like Ma Main First Class, First Aaya in Dirty Picture.
Absolutely.
What was it? Was it fun? Was it showing off? Was it catharsis?
What was it? A little bit of showing off and a little bit of catharsis, because I've always wanted to portray a character of this type. A person who is so utterly convinced of his talent and his innate goodness.
And sex appeal.
And sex appeal, that he doesn't give it a second thought. And I guess it actually becomes real for him, which is why he scores so often. And he scores because of the position he's in.
And God's gift to women, particularly to newcomers.
It was great fun playing it. And luckily for me, the director and I were on a wavelength about how to play him. We could easily have fallen into a trap of caricature.
Right.
But the writing was good, and so I didn't.
But white shirt, white trousers,
white shoes,
bit of Jitendra,
with dark glasses. Well, there are a bit of him, a bit of Rajesh Khanna, a bit of Dilip Kumar, a bit of
Rajnikant,
Raj Kumar. All the people I've sort of watched closely, and not necessarily admired, but who I've watched in their movies mostly, because I don't have very much to do with any of the stars in real life. I don't know any of them personally, and I've never been to their homes or anything. But one can draw a lot of conclusions by watching their work.
So, when Milan and Ekta came to you with this role, what was the first reaction?
My first reaction was yes. I hadn't even read the script, and I said yes, because I felt it's going to be fun. I felt this movie is going to be a success. It was a success from the word go. It was just such a curiosity-generating subject that unless Milan had messed up really badly, he couldn't have gone wrong.
Which he did.
I think he delivered.
He's got talent.
Absolutely, yeah. I like him, and he's very good with actors also. I've known him for a very long time, since he was an assistant to Mr. Mahesh Bhatt, and I always found his sobriety and his quality of aloofness very interesting. And he turned out to be an expert horseman. Last person I'd have expected, Milan, very studious-looking chap. Then I saw him riding a horse one day, and I said, "Wow, this chap is good." And so we became friends, and I've known him for a while.
So he got the horses in the movie as well.
He got the horses. I wish he'd let me ride one.
It was a great line also. People look at me, they look up. They don't look at my feet.
Absolutely.
But were you also having a little bit of your own revenge on
I
cinema of the
guess.
60s?
I guess so.
Huh? When you were struggling and you saw all these stars whiz past in their big imported cars.
I guess so, subliminally. Though I don't feel any great bitterness or resentment about it now. Because,
But did you at one point?
sure, that is when I was 16, and then I had to go home shamefacedly. And everybody mocked me and said, "Acha, Bombay hero बनने गए थे, बड़े आए, बड़े गए," kind of stuff I had to listen to. And so I felt very, very upset and angry, and I was continued to be pretty maladjusted person through college also. If it wasn't for theatre, it would have been,
But I
the
see
story
more
might
of,
have been different.
more of the same familiar face here.
Yeah,
now
this was-
you're described as eminent alumni.
Right. It's a jump cut
Right.
from there to there.
Acting
This
classes.
was many years later, yeah, acting classes. I often conduct acting classes here. I don't know how much good they do, but I enjoy the process of teaching.
So